So this is part 3 of behind building a $1 billion brand with a disabled entrepreneur. And I hope that you can hear me well, because my service dog just made a little jingle with his vest, and there he is again. And so anyway, I'm gonna apply a little bit more lip gloss. Uh, so it is I, l'entreneuse K, your favorite, most adorable, and impactful disabled entrepreneur. And building up other disabled, aspiring, and disabled entrepreneurs and business owners all around the globe, nationally and internationally. So I'm so funny. So today, behind the brand, this is my layout on behind the brand. You like how I colored that? Cute, huh? We are going to talk about this is a section of empowering wins and breakthroughs. And so today we're going to talk about creating systems that work for me. So I'm going to talk about creating systems that work for me, and essentially is giving tips to help you to create systems, or think about systems that could work for you as a disabled entrepreneur or an aspiring disabled entrepreneur, to encourage you not to give up and put some systems in place to make your life easier in your business and journey and operations as a disabled entrepreneur. So I'll give some business hacks or accessibility setups that make my workflow possible. Okay. Number 1, ask for help. Okay. Ask for help. You want to ask for help. The reason why you want to ask for help is because you have disabilities, but everybody needs help, right? So just because we have disabilities, we may need more help than normal, but don't be afraid or embarrassed to ask for help. And let me give you some examples of how I've had to ask for help myself, that it took me some time to ask, but I am telling you so it doesn't take you that much time to ask. Okay. If you have some physical disabilities and you have a lot of things that you have in your apartment, because you may not be able to start like at a co-working space. You may not have the funds for that right now, but you may have to just start in your own place, in your own room. You may live in a cohabitation situation. You may have to start it in your room, a corner in your room, in your kitchen, whatever that you want to do. You may have to start, and it may not be clean. It may not be organized. You may not have everything that you need. You may have to use what you have, but listen, what you can do is ask for someone to help you to come in to clean. You can ask someone to help you to come in to organize, right? So you can call around to organizations, call 411, see if they have somebody that's able to do that. Even if you have to call a cleaning company and say, hey, I don't have the funds. You never know until you ask. My mom used to tell me, when I used to want to ask my dad, because dads, they got them deep voices, they're a little scary sometimes, that's why kids be listening right to them. And so my mom would say, well, if you don't ask, then you already got an answer to your question. You already got to know if you don't ask. And so you want to ask. Don't give yourself a no before you receive a no, right? And from what I learned from some other entrepreneurs, is a no is not a no, it's a not yet. Until they say, stop calling me. Hello? You want these service animal etiquette courses? Would you like me to come and train your staff and your faculty so they can be able to receive a disabled person into your workspace and accommodate them well when they use a service animal, that's just some kind of script that I made up on the fly. But seriously though, ask, okay? If you need help with it. I watched a guy that is cleaning up. There's some people that's on YouTube right now that is going around and they're helping people clean and organize their spaces, right? Families with people that have ADHD and autism and stuff like that, or a combination of the two, or disabled. And I think he's seeking out people, but even some people in the inbox and they're asking. You don't know what's available if you don't look, if you don't seek, if you don't ask, okay? If you don't call, you don't pick up the phone, if you don't pick up the keyboard, you got a phone, you send the email and ask. Okay, so I've had now I have somebody, because I have Medicaid, come in my apartment and help me weekly about 2 hours a week, 2 hours a day, 3 to 4 times a week, with just simple things, y'all. And I used to feel terrible about having to need help with these things, because there was a time in my past when I was able to wash dishes by myself, wash clothes by myself, clean up my restroom, organize stuff, go to the store and buy things, carry stuff. Now I can't barely carry nothing over 25 pounds, okay? Like, I need help. And sometimes the executive dysfunction, because I didn't have a problem with executive dysfunction before, but now I'm like, I don't know how to start to organize this. And guess what? Other people have these issues too that are able-bodied, okay? This is too crazy for me. Other able-bodied people have these issues as well. They hire people, or guess what? Even if they don't have disabilities, they ask for help. So do not be afraid to ask for help. If you do not ask for help, you will not go any further, because you have not, because you ask not. My mom used to say it all the time. You had not because you asked not. You had not because you asked not. And my mom used to say the worst thing they could do is say no. But is it the worst thing though? It's not. Because she said once you know that somebody says no, guess what you can do? You can go ask the next person, or you can do what I do. If you can't help me, who can you point me to who possibly can? What other resources do you know that could help me get done what I need to get done? You see what I'm saying? So when you do the ask, and sometimes even when you ask, they give you the information without even you asking the extra stuff, but keep them extra questions in your pocket. You see what I'm saying? So the second thing, and I'm taking notes, the second thing that I would do, besides asking questions, that for helping creating systems that work for me, is I would say don't be too cheap and don't be too frugal. Buy the things that you know that can make your life easier. Woo, child. Listen, I have learned this past season, listen, if I would have known what I'm telling you right now, I would be much further than I am right now. I don't know how much further, but I know that I would be, because I would have invested and not felt guilty about investing in the things that are good for me. And it's a learning process. I'm writing it down. Buy the things you need that will help you. Right? And so I wish I knew, y'all. So let me tell you how I got to this place to get this second point. For one, when I was in a homeless shelter, and I still have this challenge with some people today, but because they don't understand, I don't really too much I don't fight people on it. I just know what I need, and I just say, that's not gonna work for me. I said, this is what I need. This is why I need it. send me to somebody who I know that can help. That's pretty much what I do now. I don't too much be arguing with people because I know what I need, right? So let me see. When I was in a homeless shelter and we were trying to find somewhere for me to live, because I have invisible disabilities and I look good. Which disability don't gotta look. We already know, so we not arguing. That's why we not arguing with people. That's not what we doing. That we not wasting our time. We're not wasting our energy. You know what you need, right? I know what I needed, and I said I need a dishwasher. Okay. I tried to live my life without a dishwasher. When I was in a homeless shelter the first time, and I had an apartment, that apartment got caught on fire. Right? It was a fire that I did that. It had nothing to do with me because I was poor. I ain't had nothing. Anyway, it was an electric fire. Because something on the building was not up to date, and that's just a topic for another video because I should have got compensation for that, but I didn't. Anywho, I knew what it was like to not have a dishwasher, and I also knew what it was like not to have a washer and dryer that was close to me, at least around the corner or in my apartment, right? So when I went to the shelter the second go around and we were looking for apartments, I was keen on it. And some people didn't understand, and I said, hey, you need to understand I have disabilities. The first time, I couldn't wash clothes. That means my clothes are dirty. When I had a flare-up, I couldn't go all the way. I think it was like 3 flights of stairs. I can't do that. My clothes going to be down there for days. Who knows? Because sometimes if you combat fibromyalgia and chronic pain or whatever it is that you combat, especially we had stairs, we did not have an elevator. I wasn't going to be able to do that. That's just something that I just could not do. And I didn't have people coming in my apartment helping me at the time. And so washing dishes. There was one time I was on the phone with an old friend of mine, and I was just crying, y'all, just bawling my eyes out. Like, I called her. I didn't have on no clothes, okay? But I needed to cook so I can eat, right? I needed to cook so I can eat. I needed to eat so I can take my medicine. I needed to take my medicine because I was in pain. All right? You see where I'm going with this? Who put that? 9. And so, but the thing was, it was an executive function, dysfunction thing. I realized it. I mean, afterwards. Anyway, and so, but I didn't have on any clothing. And so I felt like, I think like I had on shoes. But I felt stupid because I felt like if I have on shoes, then I need to go put on clothes. And I need clothes to be able to cook. I need clothes, but I couldn't wash dishes. It was too much. And also I was in a flare-up, so I couldn't wash dishes. I could not. And I also couldn't cook because my dishes was dirty. And I need a dishwasher for that, right? And I didn't have one. And another thing that piled up on me is that I called my friend and she was like, okay, what's going on? And I told her all that stuff, and I was like, well, I can't cook because I can't cook because I gotta wash dishes. I can't wash dishes because I ain't got on no clothes. I was like, I have on shoes, but like I don't have the capacity to put on clothes, to wash dishes, then cook, then eat, then take my medicine. She said, okay, well, what do you have that's quick? What do you have that's quick that you can eat so you can take your medicine and go lay down? Because I needed to rest and get off my body, you know, from the flare-up. And I said, well, I got cereal. And she said, okay, why don't you eat cereal? I said, bro, I've been eating cereal for like 3 days, for almost every meal. I'm like, what am I, 7 in a dream? You know, because when you little, you want to eat cereal all the time, right? And I'm like, I'm an adult. I should not be eating cereal for every meal. That's crazy. That was some kind of an idea that I had in my head, by the way. So if you got to do that, do it until you're able to do something else. Find some healthier cereal to eat. Get some granola. You know what I'm saying? But if that's what you got to do, it's just 2 different links it's given. But if that's what you have to do Do what you have to do. But now, coming back to where I stay now, it took a long time for me to get there. I had to have a lot of patience, and I had to advocate for myself. No, I need a dishwasher. No, because you weren't there. When you leave, I'm not going to have that help. That's just what it is. And I had to make sure that I was set up. Now, the place that I don't have a washer and dryer in my space, but I'm the closest one to the washer and dryer. And to me, that's only by the grace of God, right? Another thing, if you had to buy like special nice contraptions or something, like if something that you have to buy that's more expensive, like you may have to buy your vegetables already cut up, you may have to budget it like that, right? You may have to buy the thing that cuts a vegetable easily and not invest in so much like in knives, right? You may have to buy a nice blender, okay, that does blending and chopping and things like that. You may have to buy an ergonomic chair, a nice mattress so you can rest well on, so you won't be in a lot of pain, or so you can be able to sleep in a good position. You may have to invest in a nice wheelchair or a walker. This is what I'm saying. Don't go cheap. So this is some things that I do even in my everyday life to take care of me. What I noticed that my business depends and is determined by how well I feel and how well I'm taking care of myself. And so that's why I'm kind of mentioning things that it may not seem like it's a part of business. And I will talk to I'm not saying write this stuff off as a business expense. Now, if you there are ways you can do it, and there are things that you can do to write things off as a business expense, but you need to go talk to an accountant or a tax strategist. Okay, I'm not that person. I'm not saying you should, but it's like I have a desk, you know, I have a decent chair, I have a bookshelf. The way I set my room up, right? I don't have to do a lot of turning, and I have a like I'm in my regular room right now, like my actual bedroom. And so like I got the things. I have an ergonomic keyboard, you know, an ergonomic mouse, you know, stuff like that. Um yeah, so get those things. Don't skimp on those. You might need them, and if it's gonna make your life easier, do it. If you gotta pay for AI or something, or some kind of a, if you can hire somebody to assist you, do it. Okay, please do not skimp on it. Do not be too cheap or too frugal, but buy the things that you know that you would need that can help you. Okay. The third thing of like creating systems that work for me, and this will be the last thing for now until I can think of anything else, is adjust, and things can change. Okay, change things around. Do a trial. See if see if a specific setup in your office or in your little space, see if that works. Okay, if it works, great. If it don't, tweak it. Don't get upset. Don't get frustrated. If you have to get something else, try to multi-purpose things. Whatever it is that you need. Maybe the thing that you purchase or you buy, a pencil holder, is only for pencils. Maybe you don't need to put highlighters in it. All right. And maybe you know, clearing, try to get things out of the way, you know, like tweaking your area, adjusting your area to your necessary health needs or physical needs or even your mental needs, right? Some people may think that having picture frames with motivational words, right, maybe that don't help them. But if that helps you to be a better business owner, if that helps you to get in the mindset that you need, do that and be proud of it. Okay? So adjust your environment, tweak things, trial things, move things around. um let's say if I want to buy something and I'm not sure if I want to invest in it yet, because I do research and stuff before I do. um Try it out, try something similar to it, see how it feels if you don't have it, right? And when you do get something like that, where would I put it? you know Other things that you can adjust that you can get for yourself is like actual software systems, right? Investing in software depending on what you do, right? Like Canva, investing in Chat GTP, investing in Adobe Express or in Adobe, you know what I'm saying? Investing in a gym membership. Like, you may be a disabled person and you're trying to encourage a disabled entrepreneur, and you're trying to encourage people to go to the gym. You may want to be a disabled entrepreneur who wants to be a personal trainer. Like, how cool is that? But then, like, you start off at home, right? And maybe, you have your little setup, but you want to start maybe going to the gym. Got something on my lip. And trying that out, because maybe some of the exercises that you want to do, you can't do it at your home, or you want to do it on a specific machine. It shows like what it looks like when somebody is exercising their arms when they have no legs, exercising their legs when they have no arms, or just one, an amputee. You see what I'm saying? And so adjust and tweak, okay? Adapt and pivot. Oh, my neck, y'all. I'm just, help me, Lord. Whew, okay. So, and this is just a bonus that I was thinking about earlier, and I hope I remember it, because I was thinking about the adjust and the tweak and stuff like that. Think outside the box. I can't really remember it right now. And so the things that I use that create systems that work for me, I evaluate what I need, I advocate for what I need, I go ask for help. So the first thing is to ask for help, because if you don't ask for help, then you're already setting yourself up for not total failure, but delay. Okay? The second thing I said is, don't be too cheap or too frugal to buy the things that you need that can actually help you. Okay? And the third thing is adjust, tweak something, pivot, okay? And go out and try different things. All right, if your chair needs to be close to the kitchen or on one side of the room, you need to be closer to the window because you struggle with PTSD or seasonal depression or whatever it may be. If you need affirmations, if you need to make up your bed every day, not perfectly, in some kind of a way, like, adjust and tweak these systems for you. All right, I hope that this has helped you. And I forgot to really introduce myself in the beginning. My name is L'Entreneuse K, that's Coach K in French, and I am your inspiring and impactful, most favorite disabled entrepreneur. And this is behind the brand of an entrepreneur, a disabled entrepreneur, billion-dollar brand. My business is at your service, 52240. I think I'm gonna start saying it instead of 52240. It's too many words. 52240, where we teach and train businesses and corporations, mainly public service businesses, how to safely and respectfully welcome people with disabilities who utilize service animals into their spaces. And we also teach them with train on employee accommodations for those who utilize service animals. We don't only talk about service animals or teach service animals, we teach emotional support animals, working animals, like the ones that work at like with the fire department, like yeah, firefighters and like airlines and stuff like that. We teach about therapy dogs and pets, and we teach people the difference. And just for different areas, we teach people that have own apartments and hotels. We teach airlines. We teach grocery stores. We teach food restaurants. Anywhere that a person can go to shop, uh, service animals are allowed. Okay. All right. I hope that you have the most wonderfully blessed day. I hope that encouraged you. And I am also going to be continuously ending my video on I mean with my my nonprofit chant, because my nonprofit is called Color on Purpose. That's COLR on Purpose, and you can go to coloronpurpose.org. So COLR, the word on in the word purpose.org. We are we're in the process of getting our what is it, 501c or something like that. So if you want to support, there you go. My nonprofit, we service people who are single that have no family support right now in the Iowa Johnson County area, and we would love to expand when we can. But also we also service people that have disabilities. And so here is our chant, okay? And I want you to repeat this after me and you believe it, all right? I am here. I know why I'm here. I am ready. I am focused. I have done. I have become. I am living in my purpose on purpose. Okay, remember to live in your purpose on purpose, and know that just because you're disabled don't mean that you're not able to do anything, because you can. All right, I will see you next time on the next video of Behind the Brands. Ciao.